mentioned the masks that she's wearing, kind of, and also the fact, I mean, last couple episodes, she's gotten herself into a lot of trouble. I mean, she tries to help, but taken captive, kidnapped her. How is that affecting her? Like, do we start to see that manifest itself, that it does actually start to worry her, take a toll on her?
I think this is kind of what I've sort of decided, watching from an audience point of view of Felicity, is that if Oliver cracks, she's gonna break. I think there's stability in the Oliver has this sort of like this like shield, like sort of like a method to madness sort of thing. You know, he's clearly not stable, but he's very secure in his instability. And I think that she's not like that. But if he cracks, she's gonna go AWOL. Like, I think that it's very surprising that she's clearly she's not turning to like booze or drugs or like she's not having nightmares at night, because she's clearly showing up and like all in her game. But I think it's a very fragile, all it needs is a trigger.
Okay. But I mean, it's just called Arrow, so I can't imagine he's gonna crack. So I think she might be okay for a little while.
She'll be okay, but it's just really interesting, like psychologically, like what is she?
Right.
How is she dealing with that? How is she sleeping at night? How is she not having night terrors? Like, these are all questions that I'm sort of like, how does she show up at work and not be distracted?
Right.
From having like nightmares. Like, I went home after filming the Counts episode and like couldn't sleep.
Well, that's because Seth is so creepy with that voice.
And it was an exhausting day. It was one of those like, oh my god. Like, it was a day of crying, having my hair pulled, like, and Seth being like creepy and really fun to work with. Seth like brings it to the table.
Yeah.
It's like, what if we do this? What if we do it? Like, he's a pitcher. I like that.
Yeah. Do you see Barry as a character who maybe she could bounce some of the stuff off of, like the stuff that gets tough? And he obviously has such a love for the world and wants to know so much about Arrow. Yeah. Can he handle, like, can she help him handle maybe some of the realities?
I really hope so. I think like he would be definitely like a book to fill up with the things she needs to talk about, but at the same time, I don't know if Felicity feels that it's right to talk to anybody but to Oliver, because there's this sort of understanding, like, you can come to me if you need to, but also the not talking about it is probably the best part.
Right.
It's like when you go to work and you come home and somebody's like, doesn't ask you how work was, but you both know that you both went to work.
Right.
It's like one of those.
Okay. Now, obviously, at the end of 8, there's the big decision, basically by Felicity, to say we need to bring somebody else in.
It's needed.
How does that affect things? Because she's taking the control in a lot of ways away from Oliver. I mean, it's for Oliver's good, but he's been so secretive and doesn't like it when and he doesn't like when people know. And now you have this kid who he doesn't really trust knowing.
Is this post 8 or
yes.
pre? Okay,
no,
post 8.
Of course.
Well, I think that he's gonna be upset. Like, I think the idea of her, she made a decision. She saved his life. That's it. That's all that matters. When it comes down to that, the only thing she cares about, I mean, he shot the count. Game over for that. Mm-hmm. She saved his life. She had to tell his secret to do it, but that we're all going to make sacrifices. This whole show is about sacrifices. The whole show is about masks, transformation, sacrifices, and, like, security. Like, really trying to be secure.
And abs, let's face it.
And abs, a lot of abs, and biceps. So, there was no choice. Like what Oliver says at the end of, State versus Queen, like there was no choice to make. If he's going to get testy about it, there was no choice to make.
Okay. Okay, but he does get testy about it, I would assume.
I think it'll sit there.
Yeah.
I think it's going to sit there. I think it's going to be like, you told one more person.
Mm-hmm. Can Barry be trusted with the secret?
I trust him.
Okay. But I don't know. Is Felicity a good enough judge of character?
Felicity is probably the best judge of character on the show.
Okay. Okay.
Her and Moira can read people like crazy. That woman's got like a Hawkeye.
I don't know, because years ago she made a deal that you think she should have
But that woman's pretty smart.
Okay. I mean, yes, but she's made some mistakes. That's all I'm saying. Is like sometimes you judge someone in the moment, and okay, okay. No, obviously, Barry being introduced into this world and then spinning off on his own, and Felicity having a connection with him. Do you feel like have there been conversations? Do you want there to be conversations about you maybe going back and forth, or
I like that would be really fun for me. It would be probably really fun for Felicity. I don't know where the story's going, so I don't really want to impose. Like I wouldn't want to sacrifice the storyline just because I want to be.
Well, no.
But yes, I would love to be in the show, guys. I think like that would be cool. There's been nothing guaranteed. I mean, I haven't talked to any producer, exec writer, or anything about that.
Okay.
But everyone keeps asking me, like, everyone said, so are you gonna?
Well,
because I don't know. Like, I don't know. I mean, I hope.
Yeah, and also just because the interactions have been with, mostly with Felicity, for him, and usually, you go into a spinoff and he comes with people. So
I think people are really gonna like their interaction. They might be waiting, like they might be sort of like to see how everyone reacts because you guys have a lot to say. I mean, the only reason I'm on the show is because the fan reaction.
You were cast before.
Yeah, but I was a one day or.
No, I know, but I mean, like you were cast first. And then people reacted well.
Yes, but
and
that's
then,
what I mean is I'm really sort of seeing like how the reaction is because a lot of stuff changes with, reaction and how things play because it's hard, I think, being part of a creative team and then holding on to your darlings a little bit and then seeing what works and what doesn't. That's the fun of it too, right?